Hey everyone, good morning. Well, today's gonna be a fun one. Today, Suzuki's 2026 GSX-8R middleweight plus sport bike is facing off against Yamaha's all-new 2026 YZF-R7. Both of these are the top of the range middleweight sport bikes for all of you sport bike riders who want a really cozy, comfortable bike to ride on the street. Hamamatsu Japan versus Iwata Japan. Who's gonna win? We're gonna find out in today's episode. This episode is supported by Alpine Stars' Troop Air Mesh Jacket. The Troop Air Mesh Jacket is our favorite summertime riding jacket that's perfect for hot weather riding. It includes CE certified level 1 armor that's removable in the shoulders and elbows, and you can insert a back protector if you want to. This jacket does a great job of flowing air, looks super cool, and retails for $289 with a 1-year warranty, and is available now at speedaddicts.com. Now back to the episode. All right, everyone, let's begin with Suzuki's 2026 GSX-8R. This thing was all new for the 2024 model year. It's powered by a 776cc parallel twin, dual red camshafts, 8-valve cylinder head. This engine's good for right over 70 horsepower, right around 73 horsepower, and upwards of 50 pound-feet of torque. It's got a 6-speed transmission with an electronic quick shifter on the upshifts and downshifts, and chain final drive. It drinks from a 3.7 gallon fuel tank. Here, Yamaha's 2026 YZF-R7, we've got a 689cc CP2 engine, also dual overhead camshaft with an 8-valve cylinder head. This engine is a little bit smaller in displacement. It's also a little bit less powerful. It only pumps out right around 66, 67 horsepower and just under 50 pound-feet of torque. It also has a 6-speed transmission with an electronic quick shifter right there that allows for full throttle upshifts and downshifts just like the Suzuki. And then we both have a cable actuated slipper function clutch on the R7 as we do on the GSX-8R. This bike also drinks from a 3.7 gallon fuel tank. Now, the Suzuki with a full tank of gas weighs in at 452 pounds, so quite a bit heavier than the 417 pound YZF-R7. To be fair, when you're riding it, you don't really feel its extra weight, but what you do feel is this bike feels a little bit bigger dimensionally. It just feels like more of a full-size bike. Not that the R7 is not a full-size bike, because it absolutely is, but you can see it just has a little bit bigger stance to it. Now, in terms of fuel economy, we've been getting right around 36 miles per gallon, where we've been getting 43 on the R7. We both have been riding both of these bikes fast. So it's proven that the CP2 engine's a little bit less fuel thirsty at the pump, but it also has, 80 cc's less than this GSX-8R. Now, both motorcycles roll on high quality suspension. We have a Showa inverted fork up front with no spring preload or damping adjustment, and a linkage equipped Showa shock, again with only preload adjustment, with 5 inches of suspension travel. Then we have Yamaha's R7 with a KYB inverted fork, but this inverted fork has spring preload and compression and rebound damping adjustment. Compression is here on the left fork leg, rebound is on the right. Then we have a linkage equipped rear shock with spring preload adjustment right there and rebound adjustment right there with that screw. So a little bit less suspension travel. It's just under 5 inches, but you have adjustability, which is really, really neat on this bike. Now, in terms of braking, we've got triple disc hydraulic brakes from Nissan with radial mount calipers, but no radial mount master cylinder. And then we have that Nissan single piston back brake out there. This back brake is very powerful and easy to use. Fixed always on ABS, you cannot change it. The R7 has radial mount 4-piston calipers as well, but it also has a Brembo radial master cylinder, which is a really nice touch. And then we have this single rear disc brake right here. This bike also has really good rear braking capabilities. The ABS on this bike, you can change different modes where the ABS is always on. You can also disable rear ABS on this R7, which is a really, really nice touch. Now, in terms of electronics, on this GSX-8R, we have this keyed ignition and this backlit LCD display. Really nice, really easy to look at. We have this non-backlit switchgear right here, which is easy to control. Looks very nice. This particular bike has adjustable engine power modes. It has traction control, non-IMU power traction control, and fixed always on ABS. The R7 definitely ups the ante in the electronics department with this little bit larger and more pleasing looking color TFT display. And then We have this really nice chunky switchgear with the ability to adjust all kinds of features, including traction control, ABS. This bike even has slide control, if you can believe it, and wheelie control, which is all really, really awesome. It also has global riding modes, sport, street, rain, and custom, which you can select right here. The Suzuki's limited to just global engine power settings, A, B, C. A is the most power, B is the middle, C is the least. We also like cruise control. Yes, this bike has cruise control, which is another really nice feature. Of course, you can pair this motorcycle to Yamaha's Y-Track app for a host of features, as you can iSpin app. Both really nice bikes, but the Yamaha has the better electronics package. I also really like the aesthetics on this bike. Look at these bikes with both the headlights on. This stack are nice, but man, look at this R7, especially in its up-spec 70th anniversary livery. This bike looks absolutely awesome. Really, really nice looking bike. All right, folks, let's tally the score so far. We've got Suzuki in the engine power department. More power, more horsepower, more torque. Then we have the Yamaha, better fuel economy. It gets 43 versus 36 on the Suzuki. In terms of suspension, both bikes ride really nice. This bike has a little bit more favorable road quality on the street, but this bike feels a little bit more sporty. We also didn't really talk about the ergonomics. As you can see, this bike has a much lower mounted size clip-ons, which make it feel like a real sport bike, where this upright bar bend is more sport touring, but it's still very, very comfortable on the street. We also have this big wide saddle, which is very, very nice and cozy for all-day rides, as is the R7, but in general, the R7 is a little bit more racy ergonomics than the GSX-8R. So engine to the Suzuki, fuel economy, the R7, ergonomics on the R7 are more sporty, but if you want something more comfortable, this is the GSX-8R. And then let's talk about the handling. Both bikes handle really good. We said the R7 is a little bit more sporty handling. Not saying that the GSX-8R doesn't handle great, but it's a little bit less sporty than the Yamaha. In terms of brakes, both bikes have good brakes, but the R7, it weighs significantly less, 417 pounds versus 452 pounds. And that radial master cylinder from Brembo makes all the difference in the world. And you can turn off rear ABS. And you can turn off ABS, so the R7 wins in the braking department. Which brings us to price and warranty. Both bikes retail for $96.99. To be fair, the Yamaha is $300 cheaper if you get the standard non-70th anniversary colorway. Both bikes are very high quality, made in Japan, and come with a 1-year warranty. Well, everyone, that is our garage talk shootout between Yamaha's 2026 YZF-R7 and Suzuki's GSX-8R sport bike. Inside the garage, we like both bikes, but Yamaha is reigning supreme. It has a little bit slower engine, but it has more sporty handling, better fuel economy, a better electronics package, better ABS. The styling's also a little bit more favorable in my opinion, but the Suzuki still can't be counted out. The Suzuki is a little bit more comfortable on the street, a little bit more upright riding bend, more powerful engine, but a little bit more sluggish handling, and the electronics package is more rudimentary and the brakes aren't quite as good either. Well, everyone, that wraps up today's garage talk shootout. Now, I think it's time to get these bikes on the road and see what they're like on the road to really compare which one is best. As always, we're also going to be doing another comparison with these bikes on our new show, Head to Head, with Red Bull Street Freestyle rider Aaron Colton, so stay tuned for that. Episode 1 will be debuting later here in the month of July, so stay tuned for that. The YouTube channel is Head to Head Bikes, head to, like two, head bikes. So surf on over there and check out that episode, and stay tuned for a out on the road episode where we put these bikes to the test head to head. As always, if you're looking for more motorcycle content, surf on over to moto-1, like we are #1.com. We're America's fastest growing motorcycle magazine, so surf on over there, check out all the content. Sound off in the description of this video. What do you want to see us test next? And we'll see you there in that episode.
Primo, ma che figlio, ma sì, ma che